All right, is everybody ready? All right, we're going to open up the blue table with Coach, and we'll take some questions after that.
Really appreciate you guys being here. It means a lot to get the support, and I thought it was a good win for us. In-state games, as I've said before, records go out the window, stats go out the window. It's bigger than all of that, and we've been on the other end of it, and we understand just the focus and the intensity that you need to bring. I thought it was really good for us to be able to go so deep into our bench today. I think that's probably when we're at our best, when we get some rotations and able to give some of our players some rest. And so I just felt like it was a good team win. Certainly areas that we need to continue to get better at. And I thought in the first half we did a great job taking care of the ball. I thought we did a good job eliminating their second shot opportunities. In the second half, some possessions or stretches that we've just got to be better at defensively. But still waiting to put together that 40-minute game of just really tough, gritty defense. And, our players know it. We're working on it in practice. We watch film. We'll continue to talk about it. But some really good performances individually. Really, really happy for Mama. It's been really cool to just see her blossom and grow, and for her to, be at that point where she understands the impact that she has on this team in so many ways, bigger than scoring. Just with her demeanor, with her leadership, I think she feels very comfortable with her voice this year. And it has just been fantastic for us. And wanted to leave her in there at the end. Rebounding is a little bit harder to control, and so that's probably why she played a few more extended minutes. But, just talks about the character she has. I just said, "You're so close, you want me to keep you in?" And she said, "I don't care about things like that." And as a coaching staff, we said, "Well, we do. We're excited for you." But proud of her growth. I thought Feit had a great game for us. It's good to see her get back into rhythm. But overall, I just felt like it was a good team effort, good team win. We know we got a big one coming up.
Questions?
Mama, what went into your performance tonight?
I don't really know. I mean, I did the exact same things that I always do. Maybe it was the lollipop that Feit got me.
I did.
But
I did. Wanted some assists.
Yeah, I don't really think I did anything different. I just came in with confidence and just wanted to help the team, and this is how it came out. So.
Abby, you had a season high 13 points. What was working well for you on offense?
Yeah, I think, like Coach said, we all were kind of moving the ball, and we had a lot of people score a lot, and Mama always throws great passes. So I think I was just on the receiving end of a lot of those, and I think we just worked well together as a team, and I was able to score a few points out of that. But overall, I think it was a team effort.
Yeah, I think for Abby, she was playing at a really high level, playing really strong, really at a high level, and then went through that injury early, and, that kind of set her back a little bit. But, what we saw tonight is something that we get a chance to see a lot of times in practice, and it's, I think, so important that we get her back in rhythm and back into a groove because she's a key piece of this team.
Andy, when you're that efficient from the floor, 6 of 8, what does that do for not just yourself but for other players on offense?
I think it definitely brings up my confidence, obviously, but then, if I'm drawing attention, that opens up my other teammates as well. So I think it works both ways.
Coach, was there an emphasis on getting Abby as well as Haley a lot of post hustles tonight, or is that something that just kind of happened in the flow of the game?
I think through the flow of our offense, when we feel like there's opportunities to get some maybe mismatches down low, we want to make sure we're alert and aware and capitalize on those opportunities.
Coach, defensively, what did you make of the performance, just in general? On that?
Yeah, average, not at the level it needs to be at. And again, there's some really good possessions for sure. And I think there's so much more yet in us. And, to be able to play for 40 minutes with that kind of grittiness and toughness. I thought we had long stretches at Virginia. I thought we had some stretches against SEMO and then some stretches here. But we've got to continue to elevate it. We've got to continue to lean into it. They've got the ability to do it, and we just got to have more discipline, more accountability, and just be better on some of our rotations and understanding personnel. So the good news is it's fixable. The good news is this is an incredible group that I get to go to work with every day, and I know they embrace film and don't dread it, but want to watch it and make adjustments. And so we'll get there. I don't, know exactly when, but we're yet to play a 40-minute game of just stellar defense. But when that happens, and you couple that with our offense, I think we got a chance to do some pretty special things.
You talked about the communication piece with that. Is that part of the rotations and kind of the back end bit of that defense?
Yeah, it's all part of it. I mean, just your communication, who's a shooter, who's a driver, are we switching, are we not switching, who's plugging the hole, who's got help, who's got transition on the wing. I mean, it's just communication's a huge part of it. And so being willing to give commands, and there's times that we are on point with it, and it looks really good, but it's not a habit yet, and we've just got to continue to make those daily deposits that will add up with time.
Coach, Chris Ninehouse, I'm with KY3 out of Springfield, close to where Ashton's from. So I had a few questions for you on her.
Yeah.
Just wondering what has been key to her jump from her freshman to her sophomore year here.
Yeah, that's a really easy one for me. Work ethic. She's been a grinder. I can count on one, maybe two hands, the amount of days since the spring that she wasn't in the gym twice a day, every day. And I mean, it flat out, when you want something, you got to go work for it. And easy's never going to get you there. And she's done exactly that. And so she's invested a lot on her craft. She's really, I think, been intentional about her diet, about her recovery. She's a fierce competitor. We've just got to make sure she stays out of her own way at times because, she's got this perfectionist trait that a lot of girls on our team do. But we really try to emphasize progress over perfection. But short answer is her work. She's put in a lot of work in the off season.
Is that what you expected from her when you recruited her out of high school?
We felt like she had a really high ceiling. She's a strong guard. She can play with her back to the basket, but she's got the ability to stretch the court. We just felt like she had a really high ceiling. I didn't really have a timetable, but I think it's what you hope for when you recruit, players that really love the game, that are passionate about it, and that are willing to put in the work.
And we're very familiar with Haley's work because she's from Stratford, right next to us as well. I know you don't have a crystal ball, but can she emulate a lot of things that Haley does, and what do you think is the future for Ashton?
Can Ashton emulate a lot of the things that Haley does?
I guess I should say, do you see similarities between them in terms of how they prepare and how she's growing right now?
Yeah, I mean, to a certain extent, I do. I think they're, their own unique individuals, and their personalities and are a little bit different. But I think both are very driven. Both have an incredible work ethic. Both love to compete. They don't shy away from the moment. And so I think, there's definitely some similarities, but also some special uniquenesses about the two.
And I saw Abby and Mama nodding their head when you were talking there. I'd love to hear what you see as her teammate, as Ashton's teammates.
I mean, I love to play with her. She always wants to win no matter what, and I feel like we both have that on us, and it's just great to go out and compete with someone that won it as much as you won. So I would say, as Coach P says, she works a lot, and she always wants to improve. Like, we always have side conversations of how she can be better for us, and I think that's great. And I think all of us have it. That's why, as a team, we have that work ethic, and that gets us to the places that we're going to get, so.
Yeah, like Mama said, and Coach Pete, she's a worker and a competitor, and that's really fun to play with. She's been, even though she's younger than me, she's been a great role model for me, and just how she comes in and works every day and loves the game.
Robin, when you look at the differences between Ashton where she was last year to where she is now, what are some of those specific differences offensively? Because I've noticed that mid-range game that she has is kind of developed a little bit more since last year. Is it more confidence in an area?
I think it just goes back to her work. I mean, when you're in the gym every day, twice a day, for several months, that's what you do. You work on your craft, you know, and it's not just getting on a gun and shooting. I mean, she's going through hard workouts and working on her three, working on her transition three, working on mid-range, working on back to the basket. And so it's honestly, it just comes down to that. Hours and hours of being in the gym, trying to create off the bounce, you know, and she, I mean, there's still certain things that she's got to clean up for sure, but it is quite a big jump from last year to this year. And I think she's a fierce competitor, and she is like all of them. It's about the front of the jersey for them, and they all just wanted to embrace and figure out how we could elevate our program. And, you know, they knew it wasn't going to be easy, and they said, we got to get in and we got to work. And that's exactly what they've done all summer long.
Mama, we were talking a lot about your offensive impact, deservedly so, but on the defensive end, stats showing up, 3 steals, and you're just flying around everywhere. How are you able to make an impact on both sides, especially on that defensive end?
I feel like I have to set the tone on defense. Everyone looks up to me, so that's something that I really take pride on. On offense, I mean, I don't really care who scores. I just want to help the team. But I feel like probably like the energy that I get from defense is also getting me to the offensive side. So as I said, doing as much as I can to help my team. But you know, I love to get those steals, and they just get me going.
Coach, what are some of the specific areas or areas you're looking to see improvement in these last few games of the non-conference schedule?
Yeah, maintaining our defensive intensity, one-on-one accountability, defensive rotations, being assignment correct on our scouts, who's a shooter, who's a driver, communication on screening action, and rebounding, not allowing those second and third shot opportunities.
In your past seasons, how have you kind of seen, I guess, this last stretch of non-conference play kind of contribute and affect the mood for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think every season is, unique in its own way, and so I don't really get caught up in the comparison game. I think this team is honestly very, very unique. Probably, well, I can, you never want to shortchange any other team, but collectively as a group, extremely connected. And extremely driven. I'd say their work ethic has been outstanding. Collectively have done more than what's required than any other group I've probably coached in all my years. So it's been really fun to just see their work and how they show up every day. And to be honest with you, they set the standard. And when it becomes a player-led team, good things are going to happen for you. And they hold each other accountable, and they have tough conversations, and they challenge each other. They're not afraid to do that, but they also support each other, and that's when it becomes really special.
Any more questions?
Coach, you had 9 players score in the first half alone. Was that a point of emphasis, getting everyone going so early?
Yeah, it was important. I mean, we knew that, we're probably a little fatigued. We got after it quite a bit the last 2 days in practice, and so I knew fatigue might be a factor, and I thought, the more we could rotate early, I thought that would be to our benefit. But we also have players that are playing pretty well coming off the bench, and, just a minute and a half there or 2 minutes here, and I just think it's critical to be able to maintain the level of play that we want to and how we want to run in transition. And so, I feel like we're at our best when we go a little bit deeper into our bench versus playing with a shorter rotation. All right. Thanks, you guys. Appreciate you.
Thank you.